Little town called Columbus, Mississippi, and I've come all the way here to show you exactly how you can live abundantly. Fear is nothing. You hear me? You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm your girl, Talk to Tongie. We're gonna do life together. Hey, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome. Welcome to another edition of Talk to Tongie. And I'm your girl, Dr. Tongie. But on this show, you call me Tongie, right? Because we're friends. But of course we are. We are so excited. I say we because I just feel like I got angels all surrounding me. I'm excited for being yet again in your presence. I'm excited because you allowed me to come into your bedroom, your boudoir, your living room, your kitchen, or wherever you watch this show on DBS on Thursday nights. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. And what I want to honestly hope that you get from this show is that you matter. I never ever want you to think that it's just another show where she gets to come on and, wear cute dresses. But that is not the case. It is a show that is truly founded not only on kingdom principles, and it is, but it's a show to motivate you, to remind you of just who you are, to remind you that you are more than an overcomer, to remind you that you can do anything you put your mind to remind you that there'll be days when you feel like you're in isolation, but you're gonna be all right. I promise you. It's part of the plan. You got to trust the process. See, the show, although we're in our, second season now, I've learned, maybe third season. I'm surprised my director didn't say anything. But I'm always excited. I'm always elated. I'm always grateful when I get to meet people, whether I'm walking in Rodney Bay or in the market in Castries, and whether I'm in Ancillary or right here in Chateau Migo in the beautiful community of where we are, Marigot Bay. Marigot Bay. I'm always reminded that when you say yes to life, it doesn't always look like, it doesn't always feel like you want it to look and feel. But the beautiful thing about life is that when you really are serving Him and you're about your purpose, no matter what obstacles you have to go through, no matter how many times you've had to cry, no matter how many times you said, I quit, I give up, I'm done, you still got to show up. There'll be days, man, listen to my story when I tell you. There'll be days when you want to throw in the towel. There'll be days when you fight yourself. And you're fighting this thing called self-esteem. Ouch. And self-esteem can sometimes make you feel like you can't do it. You're too old for it. You're too black for it. You're too whatever those adjectives or superlatives are. But I got some good news. I really do. For you to live the life that you truly, honestly deserve to live and know that you'll benefit and others will benefit from you living it, for you to live that life takes courage. It does. It takes a lot of courage. It takes discipline. Ouch. That's a bad word, right? It takes motivation. It takes inspiration. It takes you stealing away. As my grandmama would say, I'm from Mississippi, and I still have those roots in me. I could literally hear my grandmama say, honey, sometimes you just got to steal away. And that still away didn't mean that you were off to yourself doing things you had no business. It meant that you etched out a secret place, a sacred place, where you could hear the voice of God. If you're a believer in Him like we are, like I am, I understand that the more time I spend with Him, the less time I got to spend with them. What you talking, Doc? I'll tell you. See, When I have people that'll call up and say, you know, I need prayer. And prayer, even though it is a two-way communication, it shouldn't take you all day to pray for someone. And let me tell you why I say that. Because when you spend time with him, you're empowered. You're empowered to speak word. You're empowered to speak life. And it takes usually about 5-10 minutes if you know what you're doing. So tonight, we've got a guest that has literally spoken power in her own life. We've got a guest that has some doors closed in her face. We got a guest that said, you know what, I'm done. I can't do it. And she had to battle this thing called self-esteem. I really want you to glean from this amazing soul that's here with us this evening. I want you to listen to her story of triumph, of never quitting, no matter what it looked like. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful that she didn't quit. I'm grateful that she even had enough oomph to use her imagination and enough common sense, as my mama would say, to get out of the rain. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. And we're going to bring Miss Cat up. And we'll listen to her story. And she's going to answer that proverbial question that you know I love to ask. How did you get here? All right. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. We got this thing called the pinky swear. And it's just them saying they're going to do, they're going to commit, they're going to love without borders. How about that? You pinky swear, that means that you're being held accountable for what you say out of your mouth, because what you say does matter. It really does, especially in an atmosphere like this. I will do great things because I am great. I will trust God in everything. I will never be afraid. I will never quit. I love God. And I love me. And I love other people. I can do anything. I put my mind to. So help me God. I am victorious. I can do anything I put my mind to. I am who He says I am. I am strong. I am courageous. I am a go-getter. I am a CEO. I am wealthy. I am very wealthy. I need you to participate, good man. I am very wealthy. Thank you, sir. And because I've spoken it, God has to perform. So I'm going to show up every day, no matter what it looks like. I have faith in Him and in me. I will be respectful to my elders, and I will respect myself. This is Dr. Tongie. I'm from a little town called Columbus, Mississippi, and I've come all the way here to show you exactly how you can live abundantly. Fear is nothing. You hear me? You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm your girl, Dr. Tongie. We're going to do life together. And we are back. Thank thank you yet again for hanging out with your girl Tongie on the show, right? We're friends. And you're in for another experience of Talk to Tongie. And shout out goes to this amazing gentleman and family that owns this beautiful place, Chateau Michael, right here in Marigot Bay. I was about to ask you, what's that place? Right here in Marigot Bay. Oh my goodness. You have got to come down here. It feels like home. It feels like family when you cross the thresh floor. So please come and tell him Dr. Tongie sent you. Now, without further ado, I am so excited to bring on this beautiful, gentle, know what she want, gonna do it anyway, international superstar. She's none other than Miss Catlina. I got that right?
Yes.
Catlina, we're gonna call her Cat for all intents and purposes.
Yes.
Lawrence. And not only are you an actress, you're a model, a supermodel. Yes, she is. You do something in radio and you busy.
I'm trying to be,
yes. You know, when we celebrate, and this is Creole month. Yeah, I got that right.
Best month.
We are celebrating the lives and of people. And I absolutely love integrating different cultures and just being in the mix of people who really want to do something. And even those who do not, we get stuck every now and again. But your story is so beautiful because not only are you absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But you did something that a lot of folk just can't find it within themselves to do. You tackled self-esteem. Ouch.
Yeah.
Would you, if you will, give us who you are? And my proverbial question to you, 2 parts.
Okay.
How did you get here? All right.
That's
all right. I know, right? Give us who you are. How did you get here?
How did I get here?
Absolutely. And then the third, self-esteem. And if we have to go to break and all that good stuff, then I'll be watching for our cues. But for all intents and purposes, how did you get here?
Okay, so we'll start with who I am.
Okay.
I'm Catlina, as she said, but literally everybody calls me Cat.
Okay.
I'm 24 years old. I was born in Barbados and I grew up in St. Lucia.
Oh, wow.
So that's something you did not know about me.
No, I did not. How about that?
How
Barbados.
that?
How did you get from Barbados to St. Lucia?
My mom is a Barbadian. My father's a St. Lucian.
Oh,
so she moved over. Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Now, and we're going to get to who you are.
Yeah.
Barbados, is it a lot like St. Lucia? Or?
In certain ways.
Okay.
Certain ways.
Okay.
But it's just a smaller island. The culture is a bit different.
Oh, really?
The food is different. And the accent is different. Very, very different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then we got to go to Barbados.
You got to go to Barbados. It's beautiful.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So you're here, mom and dad, and you've got brothers, sisters, or?
I have 7 brothers and 2 sisters.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
Look
girl.
at these chill bumps. I love that.
I'm the last in my family.
Oh, I love a big family.
Yes.
It's just something about this amazing family that you did not choose. So you got to get along.
Yeah. But it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So here you are just minding your business. What is life like that you are a St. Lucian?
It's interesting. Like St. Lucia introduced me. I'll just go straight into
Absolutely.
How did I get here. St. Lucia introduced me to modeling and pageantry when I was 17. I did my first pageant and I won. So
come on.
Yeah. Yep. I was Queen of Girls Delay in 2017. And then I went on to the National Carnival Queen Show and I came second. So I was first runner-up.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
See, somebody on camera gonna get a whooping when I get off. I hate this element of surprise.
No, it's okay. You're as surprised as they are. Yeah.
That is so amazing.
Yes.
So prior to 17, somewhere along the line, somebody said, "Ooh, you're so beautiful. You should be in pageants."
Well, Yes, but not the second part.
Talk to me.
People have always said that, you're very beautiful
Yeah.
for a dark-skinned girl. And I'm touching on that to get into the
Oh,
self-esteem
come
part
on.
as well.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
People really talk like that.
Yeah, people really say that. I still get it today. Oh, you're so gorgeous for a dark-skinned girl. Yeah.
Okay.
That I did not realize what it did to me before 17, obviously. But before that, I had no idea of what pageants were, anything like that. To be fair, I got into the pageant by accident, kind of.
No, that was by the design.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I didn't go for it.
Yeah.
I went with my friend to just get a summer job, basically, and they asked me if I wanted to do it. So I did it. Yeah. It was fun. But as I was saying, prior to that, no involvement, anything like that. And through pageantry, I decided that I want to become a model because I fell in love with walking.
Oh,
so everything was transitional. Everything was transitional.
Talk to me,
yeah. So I knew nothing about it before. I didn't even know how to walk. And shout out to Penny John. She was my chaperone. She taught me how to walk, and we used fluffy cloud so that I would just it was a phrase that we had.
Fluffy cloud.
Fluffy cloud, yeah.
Oh my God.
Just
why am I imagining?
To walk gracefully. You get what I mean.
Yeah.
And yeah, for that, I just gained confidence, and I decided I want to be a model. I want to be an international model, and I've been going for that since then. Yeah.
Oh, dear God. You are not going to skip over all that good stuff, man. There's so much meat on that bone. I'm
Ask me
girl.
questions. Let's go.
Wow. I want to apologize.
Yeah.
I want to apologize for the ignorance. The word says that ignorance it just simply means unlearned.
Yes.
For those who did not understand the gravity or the brevity of saying things like, yes, you're so beautiful, but for a.
Yeah.
That, and for anyone who is experiencing that right now, I am so very, very sorry.
Yeah.
That is not the truth. You are beautiful, whether you are pretty brown skin or copper skin or whatever skin you're in. You're absolutely gorgeous. You better believe it.
Whatever shade you are.
So how old were you when you were first introduced to, I'll liken it to a slip tongue. How old were you?
I was young as probably 8. Yeah.
8 years old.
Yeah. I didn't realize the effect it had on me until I'm still in my early 20s, but my earlier 20s, because of the attitude that I had towards other persons who were lighter than me. In my mind, it was always they're better.
Oh, baby.
And yeah. So, well, I mean, I don't speak about it much. You don't articulate those things.
Yeah.
You notice them.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, you notice them, and then I took the journey to heal.
For sure.
To come out of it and just accept myself and my skin as whatever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it made me feel less than in certain areas, especially with modeling.
Yeah.
In the Caribbean. Especially in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
You see there's a surplus of lighter skinned persons getting pushed for different projects and that sort of thing. And as a darker skinned person, it definitely did something to me. Looking back, in the moment, you don't necessarily look at it that way, but looking back and the attitude that I had towards those persons in those settings as well, just wasn't the best.
For you to be, and we've got this thing that I've kind of a mantra in my life called the HOS. Which is honesty, openness, and sincerity. For you to be as open and honest and sincere as you are right now, describing prejudices and discriminations and all of those other superlatives that, kind of dictate the stinking thinking of folk. For you to say that, listen, that affected me.
Yeah.
And to be so young. Wow.
Yeah.
I am so sorry that you had to experience that. Were you ever comfortable telling your mom or someone or Nana or someone that this is what's going on?
For sure. My mom is dark skinned as well. She spoke life into me. Again, you don't recognize those things when you're younger.
Come on, baby.
But she spoke life into me. She was always you're a beautiful dark girl. She would comb my hair. She would always tell me the color of your skin does not dictate how beautiful you are.
Come on, baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
So she just helped me recognize how beautiful I am in different ways. Not necessarily just speaking to me, but showing me. Grooming me into being this, Yeah.
Wow.
I love that.
I love it. Didn't I tell you that you were in for a treat? I guess you say, girl, you tell us that all the time. But it is something about you, St. Lucia. This is why the show is in production. This is why we do what we do. We do it for you so that your stories can be told and we can love on you and we can glean and glow and grow from you.
Mm-hmm.
So, right after this break,
yes,
I want to deal with the early teen years because at 8 years old, that's one thing. But you're entering now into those 12 and 13 and 14-year-olds, those formative years. And I want to see how you dealt with and what was your strategy for moving out of the little girl into becoming who you are now. All right? All right. We'll be right back. Thank you again for being here.
Very elated to have Dr. Tongie at the Ancillary Primary School. We are looking forward to great things from her. We want the Ancillary Primary School to be #1 primary school in St. Lucia, and our hope is that Dr. Tongie will assist us in making this dream a reality.
You already know how happy I am right now to be right here. You have no earthly idea, so let me tell you how. I told you once that to whom much is given, much is required, and I really take that assignment very serious. I know that I'm only one person, but I serve a real big God. He's done some really big things in my life, and I am extremely excited to be a blessing to this school. So in addition to making certain that the library and some of the students that are hard pressed to make certain that they have what they're in need of, I'm looking forward to introducing them to tennis because I think some of them want to play tennis. And anything that I can do to be a blessing, I'm so looking forward to it. So if you want to be a blessing too, hit your girl up at Dr. Tongie Show or drtbscott@outlook.com and tell me what you're interested in doing, corporate partners, whatever you guys want to do. But I'm not waiting around. We're going to get this thing started so that the babies know that we are here for them.
So we're looking forward to a great partnership between Dr. Tongie and the Ancillary Primary School.
On behalf of the Ancillary Primary School, I'd like to give this to you for doing all that you have done for us.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm sorry. This is Dr. Tongie. I'm from a little town called Columbus, Mississippi, and I've come all the way here to show you exactly how you can live abundantly. Fear is nothing. You hear me? You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm your girl, Dr. Tongie. We're gonna do life together. And we are back. Thank you yet again for hanging out with your girl this Thursday evening. Again, we are at this beautiful establishment called Chateau Mygo. And Shaeed, shout out to you, dear, for allowing us to come. You have always opened your doors so generously to us, and we do not take that lightly or for granted. So thank you. And we're here with Catlina Lawrence, who is just defying all odds. Yeah. And right before the break, I asked that you would give us the analogies of moving from that 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, and mom is pouring and speaking life into you and telling you all of these beautiful things about who you are. And now you're reaching puberty.
Yes.
And oftentimes, and I know you don't mean to be, but sometimes they can be really mean girls.
Yeah.
And people that won't say those kind of things that mommy said.
Yeah.
How did you deal with helping yourself in those times where you were in that 12, 13, 14-year range?
Okay, so I feel like I was probably a bit of a nerd at that time.
Yeah.
I wrote a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, so I used to write a lot of poetry and stuff like that.
Okay.
And I would express my feelings through that.
Okay.
And just like the little performances for my family
Oh.
was, the cutest thing. I still have some of those poems, not necessarily like, they weren't dark, but they allowed a creative space for me to just write and not like, not be burdened by what persons were telling me. And I was also lucky to have my sister in those years, like those formative years. She showed me a lot of myself. She really like encouraged me to be who I am, especially like she is only 2 years older than me.
This is your sister?
Yes, my older, one of my sisters.
Yeah, 7 babies, right?
Yeah. Right, so she was older than me, and she constantly spoke to me.
Wow.
And tried to guide me through those years, through secondary school. Everything that she learned, she taught me. Whether it was educational or otherwise, she was just always there. So I always had like a strong woman in my life.
I got you.
But I wrote basically.
You wrote.
That's how I got out of it. I didn't really talk to anybody at that time. But I wrote.
You wrote.
Yeah.
Journaling, and I wrote this book called Journaling with Dr. Tongie, deciding to move forward, my shameless plug. Guys, on Amazon and on the website.
Buy it.
And I've always been a proponent of journaling, of writing down my thoughts and knowing that it's just between me and him.
Yeah, like nobody else knows.
Right. Wow. So talking to yourself in those pages, and you don't have to go into detail.
Yeah.
But for those who may be watching, you may be at that point in your life where you're thinking, God, if I don't get any help, if I don't get somebody to tell me outside of my mama and my friends that I'm not losing my mind, I am beautiful. What were some of the things that you would write down to encourage yourself?
To encourage myself?
Yeah.
I would write what people say, and then like pros and cons, or facts and like non-reality.
Gotcha.
So, and then I'd weigh them and see what overweighs. Most likely the cons, the pros, always overweight the cons. And I'll just live by that. Honestly.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never heard it done like that before.
Well, I mean, I choose to focus on the positive. Like I've always tried to focus on the positive in life. And sometimes like when you write things down, it makes it so much more clear. So you might think that the bad is like, it's so big, like it's so much. And then you realize you have a list and there's so much good happening in your life. Wow, so I just throw that away and I choose to focus on the good always.
All right now. Is someone talking a masterclass here? Wow.
I've just always been like that. That was just like my earlier teenage years.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you're 17 years old.
Yeah.
And now you're about to walk into something that you've not seen before.
Never done before.
Yeah. So in your journal, you didn't write this down saying one day I'm going to.
No.
Come on.
No. I did not know anything about pageantry, or I didn't even know how to walk in heels. Let's start there. I did not know how to walk in heels at all. So, yeah.
Wow.
The only experience I had previously was doing my first like fashion show in St. Lucia, and I still didn't know how to walk in heels.
Oh, come on.
I still did not know.
Like
I did. It was terrible. But I had fun. That's all that matters.
And that's all that matters. So you're liking what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
You're showing up.
I was always up for a challenge. That's why I did it. I'm always up for a challenge. Always. Even now, always up for a challenge. Yeah.
Now, speak on that if you will, because you're talking, I've not heard that before.
You've not?
I was a poor challenge. Tell me about that.
No, I said I'm always up for a challenge.
Up for a challenge.
Sorry.
Creole.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
That's a southern tongue. You've always been up for a challenge.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. Now, for someone who dealt with, and I say dealt with because that's in the past, low self-esteem, but you had enough knowledge to know, in order for me to get through that, I've got to challenge myself.
Yeah.
And that's what you did.
That's exactly what I did. Like, when they spoke to me about, I didn't know pageants existed at that time, right? But when they spoke to me about it and they said that you'll be doing interviews and doing all those things, and I was just like, okay,
yeah,
cool. Like, I'll get an opportunity to do something fun. I can win money. I can get a scholarship. Like, why not? Now, I'm saying that was me initially. During the process, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh my God.
I'm done.
No.
Because it came with its challenges.
It came with its challenges.
But, you know, I had fun on the night.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I won. So,
wow. Yeah. So, when you're dealing with other people, you don't know them. Your hope, if you're naive, or I'm sorry, I am naive.
Yeah.
I just believe that everybody's good. Seriously, even if they've got bad written on their shirt.
We're the same.
And they are.
We're the same.
I'm always thinking.
I was like, everybody's good. There's good in there somewhere.
Absolutely.
Always.
Absolutely. So when you're faced with someone that you're just inherently believing that they're good, and then they show you another side that they're not as good as you thought, in those formative processes in the beauty arena, how was that for you?
I remember feeling like it came back, the low self-esteem and all that kind of stuff. It came back to a point where I stopped believing in myself. I felt like I couldn't, like I just wasn't worthy enough of doing certain things.
Wow.
And then I met persons who would belittle me and try to fight me down. But it took a lot of sitting with myself, talking to myself. Like, at this point, I wasn't writing anymore. I was talking to myself in the mirror all the time.
Wow.
And I learned about affirmations, and meditating and yoga.
You're giving me chill bumps here.
It's actually really hard for me to speak about. I'm getting goosebumps now.
Wow.
So I used to just talk to myself all the time. Like, even walking on the street, I still do it. People thought that, some people thought I was crazy.
It's okay.
It's okay. I spoke to myself a lot. I spoke life into myself. That's what I learned from my mom anyway, from my sister anyway. So, I brought those practices home to me.
Wow.
And encouraged myself. And of course, I had persons around me who supported me.
Good.
Which outweighed the bad person.
Absolutely.
So it still came, all of my practices still came like full circle, just more in a literal sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got through.
What a strategist you are. You do know that, right?
Yeah. Every time I look back on those, I'm like, I'm so thankful for younger me. And I always express gratitude for like my past self, my present self, and my future, because you're always shaping yourself. Yeah.
You do know it's a book, right? You do know that you've got a book.
Write a book. One of my dreams is to write a book, actually.
Oh my gosh, you're living the book that you're going to write. You really are. Absolutely, you are. Of course they will, right? Of course you will. So you meet the mean girls, and they cause you to remind yourself of who you used to be. What would you say to someone who may be going through something at that very moment, and perhaps they don't have the strength or the support that you display? They're at that turning point in their lives, and they're like, I hear what you're saying, Kat, but this is the in crowd. And if I'm going to make it in this whatever, I need to be in with those who even make me cry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first you need to relax, take some deep breaths, and figure out who you are. Do those people fit what you want to be, where you want to be in your life? Your environment shapes who you are. Always remember that.
Yeah.
And then decide whether or not you want those persons to be your friends. Will they support you? Will they love you? Will they hold you when you're down? That's the most important persons to have in your life. And are you someone who embodies those values that you want in somebody else?
Come on.
So take a breath, relax and evaluate your situation, evaluate the persons that you want to be around, and decide if that's good or bad for you.
Amen. Pass the collection plate. Wow. Now that's wisdom. And even with that kind of wisdom that you're displaying is understanding.
Yeah.
You know, some persons have wisdom, but they don't have the understanding of it.
Yeah.
So they continuously make the same mistakes.
And nothing's wrong with that either, because you learn.
Ouch.
Sometimes you always have you have some lessons to learn.
Yeah. But continuously?
Continuously, something's wrong. Something's wrong,
Yeah. So tell me now, your early 20s.
Yes, from 20.
Yeah.
From 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
More interesting, just letting you know.
I think everything you've said has been interesting from the time the show's come on. Your showing up is interesting. Your breathing in and out is interesting. You're telling folk that you can make it no matter what.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Seriously, it is. Early 20s. You're a model. Yeah. You're being called upon to wear clothes and wear you. What does that feel like?
It feels like a dream come true. I feel like I'm still dreaming.
Does it really?
Yeah. Well, early 20s. We'll start at 20.
Yeah.
I moved to Barbados at 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
No family.
No family. So I used to work at Sandals Resorts International. Big up Sandals.
Hey, Sandals.
In
Waiting on that
entertainment.
Call. Shame on me. Okay.
And then they transferred me over to Barbados. And that was just before COVID began.
Oh, wow.
So, I went through some things. I was basically alone by myself for like 2 years. The world shut down and stuff.
Yeah.
At first, it felt like freedom, like when I just left. Because I was like, I'm free, I can live my life. Not that I couldn't do it before, but I'm in a new place. And before I left, I had started in 2017. I had started writing down my goals, like yearly goals.
Okay.
So I had written down like what I wanted to do when I got to Barbados, and most of that got crumbled. But my major thing was start working on my modeling career properly. Wow. And I did that. I did a series of shoots like throughout the next 2 years.
Yeah.
And just networked and made sure that I put myself out there.
Yeah.
And it did well for me.
It did well.
Yeah, I got signed to an agency in Barbados.
What?
Yeah,
you're just gonna skip over that?
I'm saying actually, my first international job was with them, and this is like the product of it.
Oh,
so this is Be Good by Now, by Roman McKenzie.
Okay.
And they actually gave me a copy. It was like my first job with them. Yeah.
Yeah, please show us a couple of pages.
You want to see some pictures? Wow, it opened on me. Look.
You didn't have an earmark.
I didn't have the earmark.
I was just like,
it was meant to be. It was meant to be.
Wow.
Yeah. That's showing on the side. But yeah.
Wow.
That's me.
Look at you.
Yeah. I'm very, very fond of this.
You should be. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, I'm going to be eating air for the next 6 months. That is so beautiful. Yeah. Wow.
So like literally when I got this, I was in Barbados. I was at a point where I was kind of ready to give up on trying to pursue an international career.
Wow.
Not modeling, trying to pursue an international career, because I knew like being in the Caribbean wasn't the best place geographically to pursue what I want.
Okay.
So I was like, I wasn't seeing a way out because I was still working at Sandals. I was like, I'm not making enough money now. How am I going to do this?
Okay.
If this is for me, please send me a sign. I got the job. And I was like,
come on. So
I was like, well,
let's deal with that process, because you said something that a lot of people, and I have been there. Ouch! I'm stepping on my own toes. You don't see the manifestation just yet.
No,
but you've been faithful in the praying.
Yeah,
you've shown up.
I've been doing the work.
Right.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's just not going to happen. What do you say to that self? Because it's going to happen. But what do you say to that self?
I actually did speak to myself.
Yeah,
after.
absolutely.
I was like,
absolutely.
I scolded myself a little bit because I was like, okay, you're ready to give up. Like, we don't give up. We're not doing this. And I made a promise to myself to literally never give up. I made a promise to myself to cry when I need to shout when I need to be angry, to feel, just generally to feel, because I wasn't allowing myself to feel. I was just going. And that's why I got to that point where I burnt out and I was like, this is not for me anymore. I want to give up. But yeah, that showed me to just continue to have faith in myself and to feel, because it's healthy. Yeah.
Talk about God answering prayers.
Yeah.
To be 3 feet from where you're supposed to be, where Roman McKenzie can celebrate your life and almost not making it there.
Yeah.
How scary is that?
It's actually wild.
For lack of a better word.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So thank you so very much for not giving up.
Yeah. I mean, it pushed me to, do you want me to, I'll just continue? Yeah. It pushed me to start plotting to pursue my international career. Because when I started Sandals, I've always been this way. When I started Sandals, I was 18. Okay. And I was like, I'm doing 5 years. Yeah. 23 was 5 years.
Gotcha.
And I was like, I'm quitting. So I quit in January of this year. I bought my tickets. You make promises to yourself, you keep them.
You make promises to yourself.
And you keep them.
And you keep them.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that. And I'm slowing it down. You know how I do it. When I've got someone on here that is literally making me about to jump out of my skin, I don't know whether to sweat, cry, or run. You make promises to yourself and you keep them.
Yeah.
It's so easy for us to make promises for everybody else and break our necks
for other people.
But when it comes to us,
I still struggle with that too.
Yeah.
But I've learned to value myself.
Value yourself.
To make sure that I'm good first. To make sure I don't leave myself behind.
Wow.
To get what I want so I can help other people.
Man, come on. Do you know how many times I've gone broke literally thinking that it was about other folk and not about me?
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, this year has shown me.
Yeah. I think I heard Tyler Perry say, shout out Tyler Perry. He was doing a podcast and he said his first million, he gave it away. Family and friends. His 5 million, he gave it away. Family and friends, thinking that he's supposed to be the be all end all for people. His 7 millions, he gave it away, still trying to be everything for everybody. He said, but I don't do that no more. So, Mr. Perry, I don't necessarily have to do the 7. I've done the 4. It doesn't work. It does not work. I know, right? That's what I said too. Dang. How did I get here? But now you take care of you.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way.
In the most beautifully selfish way possible.
Come on.
Because you have to be sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. We've made selfishness a bad word. We know the negative connotation of being selfish. You know, we know you don't hoard everything and you bless others as you can be, be blessed to be a blessing.
How can you pour if your cup is empty?
Man, come on and talk about it. Say that once again.
How can you pour if your cup is empty?
How can you pour if your cup is empty? Now he's going to tell me to go to a break. Dadgummit. We'll be right back. Thank you. Thank you, St. Lucia. I said it once, I'll say it again. Numbers don't lie. Thank you for showing up, not just for me, but for you. We'll be right back. I'm so excited to be able to do what I love doing. I had a message today called Giving on Every Occasion. I had no idea that God was going to use me like this today, but I am so glad He did. So stay tuned. I'm coming to your school very soon, and it's just my way of saying I love you. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, administrators, principals, the people that cook, the people that keep the yards clean, everybody that plays a role in these babies' lives. We got this thing called the pinky swear. And it's just them saying they're gonna do, they're gonna commit, they're gonna love without borders. How about that? This is Dr. Tongie. I'm from a little town called Columbus, Mississippi, and I've come all the way here to show you exactly how you can live abundantly. Fear is nothing. You hear me? You can do anything you put your mind to. I'm your girl, Dr. Tongie. We're gonna do life together. We are back. Thank you yet again for allowing me, your girl, Tongie, on this show to be in your living room, your boudoir, your kitchen, wherever you watch the show on DBS Thursday nights. We're here in Chateau Marigot Bay, and I just love coming to this place. I am so serious. If you get an opportunity to come to Marigot, would you literally just check out the restaurant, check out this place. It's a breath of fresh air, and it makes you feel good about what you're doing in life. And if you're not doing anything, it's going to motivate you to do it. I'm spending the evening with my new friend, Catlina Lawrence, who is an international supermodel. She's a radio personality. She's a soon-to-be author. She's just doing it. And Kat, you've done a lot.
Yes.
24 years old. One of the things that you will not do is compromise.
No.
Speak on, if you will, and you don't have to go too deep. We don't want anybody to feel like you're stepping on their toes.
Right.
Ouch. What makes you take that standard and say, I'm just not going to compromise, even though I need to be XYZ?
Well, it always comes back to who you are. I will not do something that will make me feel terrible the next day. If it goes against my morals and my values, I'm not doing it. Period. Point blank. That's it. End of story.
Wow.
That's it.
You've always been like that?
Not always. I've learned to be like that. I've always been too nice. I've always been too passive. I've always been less than assertive. But COVID, being by myself, taught me a lot about how much I give and how much I shouldn't. What works for me and what doesn't. So, I built my foundation. I learned what I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
And now I live that way.
Wow, baby.
Yeah.
That's, yeah. Talk about those moments where you have these chill bumps, right? That is so impressive, and I commend you for that. I really, really do. You normally will hear that in a 30-ish
older person.
Yeah. But to hear it in someone as beautiful, as young as you are, say, I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah, but that goes with saying I'm still prone to making mistakes. I'm a young person. I still have lessons to learn.
Yeah, we all do.
But there are certain things, no.
Yeah, certain things, no.
Like, and my thing is, I don't have to learn through experience. I can learn through someone else's. Okay.
Thank you so very much.
Because
for saying that.
some things you just don't need to go through. Like,
come on, lady.
I always like to ask people questions, like, especially someone who is where I want to be. Yeah. How did you get here? What did you do? How did you deal with something that was less than favorable?
Come on.
And you can learn from that.
You sure
so having conversations, networking with people taught me a lot. It taught me what I don't want.
Yeah.
What roads I don't want to take. And sometimes, stuff looks nice in the present moment.
Come on, lady.
But you have to ask people, how, this was your life before.
Yeah.
And this is what it is now. Do I want that for myself?
Wow.
No, I don't. So I'm not going to go against me.
There's this old parable that says, can I really afford to pay what this is going to be?
Exactly.
Can I really afford to pay? And it's not just monetary gain. It's that morality. It's that conscious, when that subconscious start talking.
You don't want to be like older and regretting anything.
Absolutely.
You want to have lived a beautiful life.
A beautiful life.
And that's all I want, a beautiful life.
And you're doing it.
Yep.
Yeah, you are. Now, speak, if you will. I said you do something on radio. Do you mind telling our audience what it is that you do in radio and why?
Okay, so I will start with the why.
Okay.
So when I used to work at Sandals, I was normally on the mic. Like, I would be your favorite person on property. I would host the activities or the nighttime shows. And for that, I got training. And I wanted to do radio, and voice acting was suggested to me as well. Yeah. So when I got to St. Lucia, I'm so grateful for my friends. Rochelle, big up you.
Yes! Thank you, Rochelle.
Rochelle called me and she asked me if I would be interested in coming and working on radio.
Yeah.
And then that same day I did an interview for Boss, and I think the next week I went in with her just to see how it went. Yeah. And then I got the job. Yeah.
And you that wasn't in your plan.
It wasn't in my plan. It was a thought. I thought about it. I wrote that I wanted to be a voice actor, but I did not write about radio. I was like, if it has to come, it will come to me, and it did. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't plan that.
Yeah. Now, there was a time that you were in the throes of becoming international.
Yeah.
Would you speak on the gravity and the importance of having people that, because I've got people that would let me lay on their sofa.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
The gravity of, one, knowing that you cannot do it by yourself, and then two, having the courage and being humble enough to say, kind of need some help here.
Okay, so for that, I always get emotional about this because I'm so blessed. Like with my friends, I asked one of my friends that we grew up in St. Lucia together. She moved to the UK when she was like 16. And I asked her if I could, come over and just like, spend at her family and stuff like that. And she said yes. Her family embraced me. They allowed me to stay, even though, I wasn't the biggest contributor to anything.
Come on. It's okay.
And they supported me 100%. They were the ones telling me, go out and do this. You should buy a mic to do voice acting. You're so talented. When I was looking for jobs and stuff like that, they would help me, like go on the sites with me as well, ask me what's going on and try to, just push me every step of the way. And they still do. They're still in my life. Thank you so much, Kelly and Jade and the Charles family. Thank you so much.
I feel like I know them. I'm smiling like my grandmama would say, like a chess cat.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And, I've been friends with Kelly for like over 11 years now. And we're young, but we've been friends for so long. And you spoke about being able to ask people for help.
Yeah.
I found that extremely hard to do.
Really?
Because I was by myself. I relied on myself for everything. And she broke me down. Like there were a lot of sessions where I cried.
Yeah.
Like lean on her shoulder.
Right.
And that wasn't normal for me to do. It made me anxious. I'm anxious now speaking about it.
Wow.
But she was soft with me. And she helped me like be comfortable enough to ask for certain things. I'm still not there 100%. It's a process.
That's right.
But I'm grateful to have her like literally tell me, Kat, it's okay to ask for help. I'm here for you. I love you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm so blessed.
I mean, come on, lady. This is it's like there's no beginning and no end to you.
No, like it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. And it's not only her, like, not in isolation. I have friends from Barbados, I have friends in St. Lucia, and long-term standing friendships who have always believed in me, who's always seen more than I see myself. People see your potential.
Yeah, come on now.
Outside of my family, even strangers.
Yeah.
They've wrapped their arms around me and supported me, like, in whatever way I need. I could sleep on anyone's couch. Literally.
Yeah. Done that before. What are the characteristics of this word friend? We use it, we'll say someone's our friend in 3 months. That's my friend. You're like, but you don't even know her favorite color. What's the characteristic?
Sometimes that's not important. Really? For example,
I'm listening.
I went to London in February in 2022.
Okay.
And I met this girl on the airport who is a model. Okay. I did not know at the time. I just literally gave her my spot in front of me on the line. And we sat next to each other on the plane. And she's one of my dearest friends in the world. Why? We have really good conversation. We get on really well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
She cares about me.
I
care about her.
All right.
And she has my best interest at heart.
Best interest. You know, you name 5 things, 5 characteristics. There. Well, and they were beautiful.
Yeah,
because that's the essence of what friendship
is. And she is the reason. Thank you, Alicia. I have so many people to say thank you to. Thank you so much, Alicia Safo. She was the person who helped me get my first job in the UK, my first modeling job, my first hair job, everything. She pushed me more or less. She was like one of the contributing factors to me, like just saying, okay, I'm gonna do this.
Oh my God. Yeah. So you got Alicia, you got the Charleses, I got
my friends in St. Lucia.
Yeah.
I have my family.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's not done in isolation. The motivation comes from me. And obviously the insight and just pushing to go all the time. Yeah. But I would not be anywhere without my support system, my tribe.
Your tribe.
Yeah.
So you can't do this thing called life by
yourself. I can't do it by myself. Yeah. I don't think anyone can do it by themselves.
Who would want to? I mean, you'd find some folk that would want to. But you're like, not for me.
Yeah.
When you're going for what you believe is your purpose, you must surround yourself with people.
Yeah.
You got to. You can't do this thing by yourself.
To be honest, I didn't even think about it. Initially, they just supported me. Like before I even decided I'm going to be a model like full time, and they were telling me to do it. Like, go do it, Kat. Like if I can help, I will.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful. Right? Yeah, like who does that? I'm so grateful. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What is next for this amazing soul who walks runways, who goes to different countries and continents and just show out? What's next?
Well, after I'm, I guess, done with radio and doing voiceover and stuff like that, I actually want to open my own like modeling agency.
There you go. That's what I'm listening for. I knew you couldn't come before me without a business. Like,
well, I mean, obviously, I want to write the book.
Yeah.
But I want to open my own modeling agency in St. Lucia and partner with other agencies across the Caribbean first to like have a regional, just integrate persons.
Absolutely.
Especially young. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be thin or skinny or anything that's typically associated with being a model.
Yeah.
Just anyone who wants to do it can come. We'll teach. I want to be able to teach them for free. I want to be able to give them opportunities for free. I want to be able to have them in a safe space where they can explore their creativity. Sometimes you might, like me, you might be a model and then you have so many other things you like. I can do voice acting, I write, I can act, I can dance. There's so many things. So I would love to be in a position where I can connect them with other things as well. Modeling for sure, internationally for sure. That's the goal. But creatively, in every single way.
Oh my God. I feel like I've just sat at the feet of an angel.
Oh.
An angel who literally said, I'm going to live life.
Yeah.
One who went past all the negativity. The little girl no longer is on your shoulder telling you, you can't do that because XYZ. She's not there anymore.
It's more realistic now. It's more realistic now. It's like, you can't do that yet. You will do it, but not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
okay. If you say so, okay. We'll go with that. Yeah. But for you to amass everything that you have done in such a small amount of time, come on, 24? I was too busy being fast and grown, and I had 3 babies. This is a family show, sorry. But here you are. You wake up every morning and you get to do what you want to do.
Yeah, I cry about it like once a week. I'm being honest. I take time every week, whether it's a Sunday, like a slow day, to just express gratitude for my position right now. Because I just can't believe it. Like,
don't
honestly.
you dare make me cry. I'm not crying.
Oh, I might cry.
I'm not crying today. Nope. I'm already sweating. I'm not going to cry.
It's just sweat from your eyes.
Gratitude.
It's a very powerful feeling. Even, especially, like, I've learned, especially when things are not going in my favor, necessarily how I would want them to go, because things are always going in your favor.
For sure.
I express gratitude for where I am always. Always. Even for today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. You know, I've got this story. And Kendrick, when he brings people to me, great people to me, one of the things that we like to do is let me meet them. You know, if I can't meet them face to face, then we'll do a FaceTime or whatever. I just need to. It's not so much as I'm judging, because who am I, right?
Yeah.
But it's, I know the story that we're looking for. And he's never brought me anyone that I said, come on, Kendrick.
No.
Come on, Kendrick. So shout out to Kendrick. But when I spoke with you and you went into that vein of self-esteem, I said, oh boy, because I've met some amazing people on this island. I've loved on and hugged some beautiful babies, and sometimes they won't look at me in my face. Or sometimes if I extend my hand, they don't extend theirs.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go in for a hug and I'm thinking, but
what's happening there?
Yeah, what's going on there? Talk, if you will, to three folk. All right? I want you to talk to the 8-year-old. I want you to talk to the 12-year-old. And then I want you to talk to that young woman that didn't deal with what she should have done with at 8 and 12. Please. The 8-year-old, the 12-year-old, and the one who maybe 20, 21 that didn't deal with the 8 and 12-year-old. And I want you to come from the place of, I got the answer for the self-esteem. Would you?
Okay. 8-year-old me, I'm proud of you. You're beautiful. And this is only for a time. You're growing. All right. 12-year-old me, it's your time. Relax, enjoy, learn, and grow. It's just your formative years. You have so much to learn about yourself, and you will realize that everything is you. You're beautiful. And 20, 21-year-old me, do some more yoga and meditate, girl. You need it. You need it. You need it.
Cat! Oh my God. Thank you.
Thank you.
You literally you've answered questions that I too were plagued with.
Yeah.
And some decisions that I have to make. And I'm grateful for you. Thank you so very much for never quitting. Thank you so very much for crying and allowing yourself to be in that vulnerable space and allowing yourself that moment in time where you were in your head, but you had enough sense to get out of it.
Yeah.
Thank you for living your best life. Thank you for showing up every day, no matter what. And I really do mean that. May God bless you and take you to places that you have never even dreamt about. And your cup runneth over. So much so. There you go. There you go. See, she took it out of my mouth. Before we close out, I want to say thank you. Yeah, I say it a lot. Who cares? I'm going to keep saying it until I take my last breath. Because I understand now. I get it now. To whom much is given, much is required. There'll be days when you just don't feel like giving. Days you don't even feel like showing up for you, let alone trying to show up for other people. But it's those moments in time when God sends folk your way. And they tell you that, I get it. I see your vision and I want to be a part of it. I see where you're headed and hey, I'm going to hitch my wagon to it too. Something Kat said. Don't be afraid to ask for help. And then when you get it, don't squander it.
And express gratitude for
You better believe it. You heard what she said, right? Express
be
gratitude.
Yeah.
Always be grateful. I unequivocally love you. I love everything about you. I love the fact that you are living. no longer existing. I love the fact that your potential is so big that if you really were to meet yourself, it would probably blow your mind who you really are.
Mhm.
Thank you, St. Lucia. Thank you for making my dreams come true. Until next Thursday. The Lord say the same and the creek don't rise. Show up for you. Be good to yourself. Be gentle with yourself. And let your yes be yes and your no, no. Till next time. And hey, check me out on the website, www.drtongieshow. Oops, did I give the wrong one? .com. www.drtongieshow.com. We've got links on there and the podcast is there and some merchandise too. All right. Till next time, take care of yourself. Thank you, Kat.
Thank
I
you.
love you, man.
Aw.
Isn't she gorgeous? Bye.